Well, let's head out to the National Curling. You know that the National Curling Championships, they've been held in Laurel, Maryland.
Wow, right in
Yeah,
our backyard.
absolutely.
The Gardens Ice House is a 150-foot facility with an outdoor rink, an Olympic-sized rink, and 2 NHL regulation rinks. And that's where Andy Hauser is today. She's getting a little curling 101. Andy.
Hey, that's right. We've already been having a good time here this morning learning just the basics. So this is Stacy. She's been curling for 5 years, and you're going to break it down for us, what we need to know to get started with curling.
Sure, some basics about the equipment. This ice is not like hockey ice that you might think of. It's a little rough on the top. We call that pebble. That's going to help the rock curve. These are rocks. They're 43 pounds of Scottish granite. On the bottom, they're concave. They're not flat. So when they're running along this ice, they curl, hence the name of the sport. We also
So
have...
when they curl, but you mean like they kind of go like a swoosh is what you said.
Think kind of like a Nike swoosh. They're going to go straight for a while, and then they're going to start to curve. The other equipment you would need, and if you try to start curling at a local club, they will give this to you to start with until you buy your own, is a broom. Not like your kitchen broom, really.
No.
They've become a lot more scientific over the years
What is
to help
this
with
right
sweeping.
here on there? I guess we can dig in a little
There's
bit
different
later, but
materials that broom pads are made out of, and they're made to create friction on the ice.
Okay.
They're usually very light. This one's carbon fiber.
Oh, so fancy. Look at you.
The other thing is shoes. This is one of the very few sports with 2 shoes. And curling shoes have Teflon on the bottom of them, like the stuff that makes your eggs not stick to pans, and then we put that on
Right.
slippery ice.
That
to
makes
make
sense.
everything way more exciting. All right, so let's get you throwing a rock.
Yeah, let's do it. So,
Yep.
okay, because my shoes are just regular running shoes, she's actually brought out a little Teflon foot pad for me here. So let's see. So, and you
So you're
said,
gonna put your foot in the hack first.
oh, that makes sense.
Safety first. All about safety here.
Yeah, you're good.
Foot
Thank
here.
goodness you're here.
You're gonna squat down. This is a stabilizer. We usually start to teach people stabilizers, but these are legal all the way up to the Olympic level. You can still use them.
Okay.
Your hips come up.
Hips come up.
Everything's gonna come back together.
Okay.
And then everything's gonna go forward together into that nice curling lunge.
Oh man. I'm
You
scared.
ready?
Yes. Okay.
Yep, whenever
Say go.
you're ready.
Just
Go.
Okay.
And then let go.
All right.
Throw the rock.
Guys, I forgot to let go of the rock. Woo! Okay.
All right, you wanna try one more?
Yeah, sure. All right, let's try it. All right, let's try it one more time. So I need to let go of the rock. That's important because, I mean, the rock is how you score, right?
Yes.
Do you call it scoring? What do you call it?
You do call it scoring.
Woo!
So at the other end is a house thing that looks kind of like a target.
Okay.
And we will, once we get one rock to the other end, we'll teach you how to score.
All right. So tell me when to release it. Maybe that would help.
So
Just be like, let
remember
go.
back to high school physics.
Okay.
Your momentum's going to go in a big arc. You're going to want to release at the top of that arc. So when you're going at your...
What am I learning about curling? I'm learning that I like this sport even more than I thought I would. So I posted on my Facebook page, if you have questions, now's the time to ask them because we've got 2 instructors here with us. So Krista in DC wants to know, what are the stones made out of, and are there different weights for men and women?
They are the same rocks for all curlers over the age of about 12, regardless of gender. They are made out of granite from a specific island in Scotland.
Nice.
All the curling rocks in the world come from the same place, and the reason they use that granite is it can withstand the cold temperatures, and when they bang into each other, it's not going to crack.
All right, very good. And the last question is probably the biggest question. How do you score in curling?
Sure, it can be really confusing because you're thinking, well, red had one in there, why didn't they score? Or it's in the red, it should be worth more than out here. But the way you score, this is the pin. It's the center of the house or the target.
Okay.
Whatever team is the closest is the team that's going to score in that end, or think of it like an inning in baseball.
Okay.
So right now, yellow has 1 rock that's closest. The next closest rock is red, so yellow will get 1 point.
Gotcha.
If yellow played their cards right, hit that red out, yellow's the closest, so they'll get the 1. The next closest is also yellow, so they will get 2.
And it doesn't matter which one's closest to, the red or the center point there.
Right.
That doesn't matter.
This is worth just as much points as this.
Oh.
So
geez.
these
Okay.
are just to kind of help you with guidelines and figure out where things are. But even if it's way on the outside, and just barely touching,
Yeah.
we call that biting. That's still a scoring rock. And that rock is worth just as many points as that rock.
So, with all of that said, you know, the maximum amount of scoring points a team could get if everything goes perfectly would be.
Well, there are 8 rocks thrown by each team.
Okay.
I would say that's not a perfect end if you somehow, or your
Yeah.
other team ends up scoring 8 rocks.
Right.
Somebody missed some shots in there somewhere. It does happen. We call them 8 enders. We take a picture and put them on the wall if it ever happens in a
Okay.
game at our club.
Nice. All right. All right, guys. So we're going to learn just a little bit more, obviously, from Stacy. I mean, look at all this bling right here, right? She knows what she's talking about. We'll be back with a little bit more after this. Thanks for sticking around this morning.
Up next, we meet a man who suffered a severe stroke at 37, and he wants you to know the silent symptoms. That's after the break. Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefer Band, one night only at Jiffy Lube Live, Saturday, August 4th. WUSA 9 wants you to win